Today I'll teach you how to update data into database in ASP.NET. So let's start. This is SQL Server Management Studio, and you can see script file which will be used to create the database table. This script can be downloaded from the article, and also I have placed the link in the description. So the next thing is to execute this SQL file. As you can see, the table has been created. The table has following three columns: ID, name, and country. That's it from the database. Now I am moving to the Visual Studio, where first I'll add the connection string. So now the connection string is ready. Let's move to the ASPX page. For more information on how to insert data into database in ASP.NET, please refer to the link of the video on the right hand side. Now in the ASPX page, I'll be adding an HTML table to which I'll be adding some text boxes and button. The first text box is for ID. The next text box is for name. Then the third text box is for country. Now I'm adding a button. I am adding an on-click event handler to the button. Let's move to the code behind. So here first I'm adding the namespaces. The first one is system.data.sql client, which will be used for AD.NET operations. The second one is system.configuration for accessing the connection string from the web.config file. So now I am adding the event handler for the button. First I'm writing the SQL query for updating the records. The next thing I am doing is reading the connection string from the web.config file. Then I have created the SQL connection object using the connection string. The next thing I'm doing is creating the SQL command object to which I'll pass the SQL query. Now I'm adding the parameters to be passed to the SQL query. The first one is ID, to which I'll pass the customer ID. The second one is name. Then the third one is country. The next thing I am setting the connection to SQL command object. So the final task is to open the connection, then call the execute non-query function, and then close the connection, which will execute the query, also update the data to the database. The execute non-query function returns the number of rows affected. If its value is greater than 0, that means the rows have been affected and the data has been updated. And if it returns 0, that means the query has not updated any records. Now we'll run our project and see it in action. As you can see, the text boxes and the buttons are visible. Now I'll be putting some incorrect information and see what happens. Once I click the button, it is saying customer not found. Now I'll be putting some correct information and we'll see what happens. Once I click the button, it is saying that the record has been updated. Today we learned how to update data into database in ASP.NET. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and please also click on the bell icon so that you receive notifications. Goodbye.